Okay, so today we're going to finish up this loft. I need to put some half-inch plywood on top. The reason why I'm going with half-inch and not 3/4 or 5/8 is simply because I've got the joists 2x6s 16 inches on center, and I don't need that extra strength nor weight up on top. So let's get that plywood up there. Let's get this thing done. I can get that loaded up with a bunch of junk, a bunch of stuff, and make my wife happy. That way I can, we have a couple other storage sheds out there, but one storage shed she has claimed for her own. So I need to get my stuff out of there, get it inside this shop, and make her happy. Let's do it. To fasten down the ply up on top, the plywood, I'm going to use a Max barrel gun or nailer. And what's good about this is not a roofing nailer. They use this mostly for fence posts or fencing, putting up sticks of fence, whether it be cedar or redwood. But this is a Max super cider. You can also use it to put up siding on your house. They shoot a coiled nail like this. They're wire coiled. You see the wires holding together, but it'll also shoot plastic coiled nails as well. I'm going to shoot an 1 3/4 ribbed nail. Have the little ribs all across pretty much the whole body of the nail. Keeps it from drawing out from the wood as the wood expands and contracts. I've had great success with these types of nails, attaching wood to other wood surfaces. So anyway, here's the gun. It'll shoot, I think it'll shoot anywhere, it says right here. Yeah, it'll shoot 1.5 inches up to 2.5 inches. I'm shooting Galvies on this project right here, but I always shoot Galvies. You can't go wrong. You spend a little more money, buy the galvanized nails, and you don't have to worry about rust or for quite a few years anyway. I shoot it at about 120 max PSI. Set the depth to where it just submerges the plywood below the surface of the plywood, so that when I'm up there on my knees, because that's all knee walking up there, I won't scrape my kneecap on a nail that's out past the plywood or sticking up. Okay? Let's get busy. So I ran out of nails, and I'm going to show you how I replace nails on this Max Super Cider. Here we go. Okay, so there's a lever right here. You pull on the lever, lift this cover back, which cinches the nail down to the guide right here. Can you see that? Open up the cover, get the clip handle out of the way. Open up the cover. This knob right here is adjustable. Depending on the size of nail you're using, you can raise this or lower it. Feed the nail into here, just like that. And then place the nail, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a guide right there that takes the first nail. And that you slip the first nail in that guide, cinch it down in the back, just kind of bend it down where the coils stay in place. Close the head cover. First you close the barrel cover, then close the head cover, lock it in place, and you're good to go. That spacing up there on that loft, I'm going about 10-12 inches on the joists and then 6 to 9 inches on the perimeter. So it'll hold it down, keep it from warping, and these rib nails keep it from working its way back out through expansion and contraction. They're wonderful nails. Used for siding as well. Let's get to it. Well, I designed this in width at 8 foot. Reason being, common sense. I won't have to cut any ply or plywood. It'll butt up against the studs, the vertical studs that are back there, out to this fascia board right here. It may be a little bit short, but I'm not building a Taj Mahal, I'm building a storage rack, basically. So let's tear it up. Well, you know, let's keep going on. One thing we need to do is we need to make tick marks across this fascial board that match up with the joist. So I'll make a tick mark here, I'll make a tick mark down there, and then I'll snap a line. This will give me a true blue or a true line to be able to nail down to the 2x6s. So, you know, I'm not shooting through nothing. I want to be able to attach this wood down to the 2x6. You can do it by eye, and I know a lot of guys who do it by eye, and they're extremely good. That's not me. I got to mark it, so I know. Pencil. So we got a stud there, joist there, joist there, and joist there. Puts it here, here, and of course one there. Well, I knew I'd get out of square on this platform because the building's not square. I just said no, I'd get out of square that much. I'm short on this end. Oh, probably the full thickness of a 2x, which is 1.5 inches. And down there, I'm heavy, or I'm proud of the joist, probably the same amount. That's pretty far off. So I think maybe down there in the beginning, when I built the first section a few months back, I got off, didn't double check myself. But hey, we're going to make it right. It's always important that any and all of your pneumatic tools take oil. I don't know of too many pneumatic tools that are oilless. In fact, I can't even name one. Air compressors, yeah, but tools, no. And it doesn't take much. Couple of drops. So all you do is you've got your male valve into your air fitting. Just a couple of drops in there, and you're good to go. And it should be done probably every 4 hours if you're a heavy user. Me, I do it once a day or once every time I use the tool. Very rarely do I do it twice in one day because I don't use them that much. But a couple of drops in the male end of your air hookup to your pneumatic tool, and you should be good to go. Well, like I said, we've got to get up here and snap some lines on this ply, following the joists so that I don't nail into nothing. Yeah, and I've been known to nail into nothing from time to time. So let's see if we can avoid that. You know what it's like to be in your mid-60s, crawling around on your hands and knees, trying to make things work. And you know, when your belly hits your kneecaps, it's hard to breathe. Yeah. Just saying. I got my Max barrel gun stapler or nailer. I got my Max barrel gun nailer. I'm going to be shooting 1 3/4 Galvy rib nails into this 1/2 inch ply, and we'll get this thing cinched down to the joist and go from there. I made some mistakes on this, some pretty serious mistakes, and we'll cover that in a minute. Here we go. All right, let's measure out this last piece and see what kind of rip I'm going to have to make. I could notch it out where that sheetrock is. Can you see that? It's 1/2 inch sheetrock, or excuse me, 5/8. I could notch it out to fit back into that stud, but I don't want to do that. Let's just make a rip. 37.5 tight. And that's 5,692 kilometers. Sorry, I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to the metric system. At least I think that's what it is. 5,000, or it could be 1.5 grams. I don't know. It's just what I heard on TV. But anyway, the measurement I got is Imperial 37.5 inch tight. Don't get me wrong, no. I mean, no insult to you folks that are doing metric, but I'm too old to learn anything new. I like Imperial. Works for me. Here we go. I'm going to put factory edge against factory edge. Put the cutoff end next to the wall. Here, take a look. What is the deal? Here, pickle. Perfecto. Beautimous. Well, not perfect, but good enough for this okie. All right, crawling back up here, bending over, low oxygen area. Butt these up, nice and tight. Go ahead and cinch it down. You know what I didn't do? I didn't mark my lines for the joists and then snap lines for on top of the plywood. But hey, it's going to be just fine. We will make do. Okay, got my line slapped. Now let's tear it up. Well, you know, nail it down. And that's that. Bring some more junk, or excuse me, keepsakes up here, and give me some more room down on the floor. Oh, gee whiz. Got all those spider webs, dust. But you know, when you live out in the country, that's what you live for. Spider webs and dust. It's awesome. So if you're wondering where I got this tool belt, I bought it at Spec Ops Tool Gear. I bought it a couple of years ago. It's pricey, and it even comes with a holster, but it's a tool belt, a tool vest / belt. It's pretty awesome. You can fill all these pockets if you want. It's almost like a Molly Gear setup. That red patch back there, that was the old division. I'm not even sure it exists anymore, that I was with in the Marine Corps Reserves. But it's an awesome belt, awesome vest. A little hot in the summer times, but it works out okay. Another final note I have for you is that, hey, listen, if you're building a loft like this, or that's in your shop, or you don't want to go out and spend $80 on a 3/4 inch piece of, birch ply wood, then don't do it. Don't do it. The only person you have to impress is yourself. I don't know if you kind of idolize yourself, or not idolize, but if you try to mimic other folks who are truly gifted and have the the finances to deal with that kind of thing, then go for it. Go for it. And if you're off, half an inch, just make do. Figure out how to fix it and go from there. And if you want to try to, make furniture, that's a whole different story. But you need to cut yourself some slack, and don't concern yourself with these awesome, artisans, or not artisans, but awesome, talented people that are on social media, and try to mimic those folks if you don't have any experience. Not worth it, not worth your time, not worth the frustration, and you'll end up quitting before you really get started. So if you want to work wood, you want to work metal, you want to work ground, you want to work livestock or poultry or whatever, do some research and just, jump into it and cut yourself some slack. All right? Good. Okay, well, until the next one, my name's Carl. This is GWD Little Acre, and thanks for coming along. And first and foremost, God bless. God bless you and your family.